Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided by Spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events, and unfortunately including children in this episode. Disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at the case of Raven and Stephanie, who unfortunately passed in a fire at their home. And of course Stephanie was the babysitter and Raven was being taken care of. So I'm just going to look at this from a death investigation point of view to determine what was going on and what led to this horrific incident for both these people. So I've done some prelim work, and what's bothered me is this. So I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to just show you the number that's bothering me in the story, and it's the number 12-3, 12 with an outcome 3. So let's just zoom into the +6 is where we're going to see the human experience. Now, unfortunately, this happened between Saturday, October the 5th, until the morning of October the 6th. Now, of course, the fire started in this zone here. But we're going to start from sunset on the Saturday night into the Sunday when the event took place. We do see, just to point out quickly, the number 6. So, in my opinion, the fire, 6 equals fire. And the fire would have begun from midnight and not before, in my opinion. Because from a timing point of view, this row here is midnight to sunrise. And this would be the day, and this is the evening. Okay. Now, so on one hand, before we get going, because there is a 6 here, and we know it's a fire, it also says the timeline is legit. So in other words, we see a 6 fire when we're meant to see a fire according to reports. Okay, so that's a good news thing. Because obviously we don't want to get caught up in a fake story. Now for me, in this case, the 12-3 is the significant number, which means also the significant person, I believe. And unfortunately, the 12-3 does speak about caretaker. 12-3 equals caretaker. If you want to also include, let's say, for example, 3 equals homemaker. Okay. Now, the reason why I believe 12-3 is significant is because in the +6, and we'll go through everything first, I'm just giving you my rationale, what we should look for. So 12-3 at the front door of the house, let's say. 12-3 is inside the house, and 12-3 is also outside the house. Now, what I started doing is backtracking to see where does 12-3 feature as a start, right? So, apparently, according to reports, Stephanie arrived 5 days before babysitting duties. Now, I don't know what the circumstances are for her being in the country. I know she may be on holiday. Did she already activate a post to look after kids as a side hustle while she's traveling? Don't know. So the first 12-3 we see is October the 2nd. Now I also want to just point out 20 outcome 2 speaks about mother on the one hand. Mother. So was she interviewed on this day, for example? the concern for me when I see the 22, 11, 2, 2, and there's even another 2 here, there's high emotions here. 2 equals emotions. Two equals emotions. And we see here, there's a lot of 2s on this particular day. And the reason why I'm pointing this out, because in the +6 zone here, we see all of these 2s and 11, 2. Now this bothers me here now. I've just seen this for the first time. Because in my opinion, and we'll go into 29, 11, 2, we've seen this quite often. It's a very deadly, dangerous crime number, breaking the law number. So if we take it on the literal now, we're going to get a sense of temperature in the house, right? Before the fire, please. So 20 outcome 2 speaks about an outburst here. An emotional outburst, instability, emotions. Now, this in the real October 11 is the +9 of this day. So we can see someone entering 11-2. It's already, the situation is a 50-50 situation. It feels very unstable. Because this can bring around emotional issues. So let's just say, on this day, the propensity for outbursts, high emotions is high. So in the real, this is going to happen in 2 days' time. I'm currently recording this October 9, 10:40 a.m. Central African time. Okay. So on the day that we see the first 12-3, we're seeing all of these emotions. October 3, 13-4 speaks about a child, but it can also speak about, yes, you've got the job, right? New beginnings, 13-4. I finally got my first job, or whatever the situation is, whether known or whatever the story is. But it's like a new beginning, 12-3. Stephanie may have been having some difficulties, 21-3. And the reason why I say that is at the +6, we see a hidden 21-3, which is the complete opposite to the caretaker number, 12-3. Hidden. So I would imagine by October the 4th, she knows exactly she's babysitting this week or this weekend. I'm not liking this 14-5 here. And then we see the plan to look after the kid, 13-4. See, this ends here 14-5-5. So this can bring around, when Raven goes to sleep, where there's some other people around, 23-5, 14-5, can bring around other people coming in for a drink or whatever. Because on the day that this happens, we see a 24-6 familiar. However this fire started was familiar. The person was familiar. And I'm just going to jump here to the +9. I want to just show you something. Because in the +9, we reveal all what transpired on the actual event. Now, instead of having the 12-3 at the door, there's a familiar 15-6. So who's this 15-6? Was there a visitor at the time? 15-6. Remember, she's not the 15-6. Stephanie is the 12-3. There's the 12-3 here. So when all is revealed, who came to the door? And we see this, the 32-5 brings around the issue of destruction. So could it be destructive behavior? In other words, Raven goes to sleep, whatever designated time, and because 15-6 was knocking on the door earlier, let's open up that beer or whatever. The kid is sleeping. Now the issue for me is when we get into the fire zone, when the fire was supposedly started, there's a 15-6 here, you see here. So who was at the visiting, who was visiting? Was there someone visiting? (15-6) is now in the house, you see. 15-6, who was at the front door during the day, is now inside the house and is outside the house. So 15-6, we're looking for someone, unfortunately, I believe. The position of the 15-6 is in line, obviously, where the fire breaks out, right? 6. So this 15-6 says, yes, a fire broke out, but it was man-made or human-made. So in my opinion, this was man-made. I was looking for like electrical issues. Electrics, I'm not seeing electrics, but I am seeing perpetrator started the fire. Someone started the fire. And the 16-7 is a bit alarming, but it can also speak about, unfortunately, unfortunately, the 16-7 can speak about asphyxiation. And I'm also seeing a 25-7 hidden now. So there was definitely an issue between two people here. Huh? So I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And there is 14-5 in the zone, which is not good. Foul play. So in my opinion, someone caused this fire. There was a hand in starting this fire. All right, let's have a look at the +3. Now in the +3, these are very negative numbers here. Huh? There's all these 8s. 8s can, with all of these 8s, can speak about imbalance. Imbalance, yeah, as well. Imbalance, out of control, emotional, anger. 8 can be very angry, violent. And we see a 9. This is murder. And we see the intended outcome here, murder. So I'm calling foul play on this one. And I believe the perpetrator's on the loose because the perpetrator got out and is familiar to these people, either one of them. And we see a ghastly number like 33-6. Terrible, terrible. So I'm definitely going to say foul play. Someone had a hand in starting this. Intentionally, I would also say, intentionally, it's not an accident. And this person is known and familiar, in my opinion. And we enduring a tragic loss again of children. And of course adults in the fire. Not good. Alright, so we'll wait to see what the coroner has to say, what the investigation reveals, but I'm certainly calling foul play on this one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please leave your thoughts and comments. I do appreciate you watching the show. And please stay safe, stay alert. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.